A man named Elkanah lived in Israel. Elkanah had 2 wives. One was called Hannah and the other Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had none. So Peninnah thought she was better than Hannah. But Elkanah loved Hannah more. Knowing this, Peninnah made fun of Hannah until she wept.
So stupid! You can't even have children!
Hannah was distraught because she could not have children. She wept and did not eat. Her husband, Elkanah, tried to console her, but she was still heartbroken. Hannah cried and went to the temple of God. In her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to God, weeping bitterly.
Lord, if you will give me a son, I will give him to the Lord for all of the days of his life.
Hannah prayed to God for a long time. Eli the priest entered the temple as she was praying. Because Hannah had been praying for a long time without a sound although her lips were moving, Eli the priest thought she was drunk and scolded her.
How long are you going to stay drunk? Put away your wine.
I have not been drinking at all, my Lord. I am a woman who is deeply troubled, and I was pouring out my soul to the Lord.
Having heard Hannah's story, Eli the priest blessed Hannah.
I see. Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him.
Hannah left with a grateful heart. Then she ate and did not worry about it again. God remembered Hannah. Soon after Hannah returned home, Hannah became pregnant, and when the time came, she gave birth to a son who she named Samuel. Hannah loved Samuel and nurtured him with all her heart until it was time to wean him. After he was weaned, she took Samuel to God's temple as she had promised God.
My Lord, I am the woman who stood here beside you praying to the Lord. I prayed for a son, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him. So now I will give him to the Lord. For his whole life, he will be given over to the Lord.
And Hannah worshipped the Lord with joy and thanks. The boy Samuel ministered with Eli the priest in God's temple and served the Lord. God blessed Hannah and gave her 3 more sons and 2 daughters. Samuel grew up in the presence of the Lord. Then, one night, Samuel heard a strange noise. That night, like any other night, Samuel was lying in his usual place in the temple where God's ark was kept.
Samuel! Samuel!
Samuel ran to Eli the priest as fast as he could.
My lord, here I am. Did you call me?
No, my child. I did not call you. Go back and lie down.
Samuel returned to the temple.
Samuel! Samuel!
Again, Samuel heard his name being called, and so Samuel ran to Eli the priest.
My lord, here I am. Did you call me?
No, my child. I did not call you. Go back and lie down.
And so Samuel returned to the temple, and as he did so,
Samuel! Samuel!
Samuel heard his name being called again.
Priest Eli,
Goodness! I've just managed to get back to sleep.
Then Eli realized that the Lord was calling the boy.
Samuel, go lie down, and if he calls you again, say, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening."
When Samuel returned to the temple, he heard the voice again, calling him.
Samuel! Samuel!
Lord, speak, for I am listening.
From then on, God spoke to Samuel, and the Lord was with Samuel as he grew up. And so, everyone came to know that Samuel had been approved as a prophet of the Lord. Samuel shared all that God told him with the people of Israel. And so, for a long time, Samuel served the Lord. Samuel lived to govern and guide the Israelites in the ways of the Lord, and God anointed many kings of Israel through Samuel. Samuel was a great man. He was a man who taught and shared the words of God to the Israelites.